Good evening. I'd like to call this Monday, September 16th Special Board of Public Works meeting to order. We'll start with roll call. Clerk?
Alderman Eisenach? Here. Alderman Severnick?
Here.
Alderman Perkins is absent. Alderman Lewis? Here. Alderman Marshall? Here. Alderman Grady? Here. Alderman Rapella? Here. Alderman Nichols? Here. 7 are present.
Thank you, Clerk. Moving on, we have public comments on any matter listed on the agenda. Is there anyone that'd like to speak on this? Seeing none, we will move forward to minutes to approve the Board of Public Works minutes. Is there a motion?
Yes, I'll make a
Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much, Alderman Severnick. I'll make a motion to approve the Board of Public Works minutes dated 9/3/24.
Second.
Motion's been made and then seconded by Alderman Ted Grady. Is there any further corrections, changes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. Moving on to discussion and action items. The first item is a recommendation to award a contract. Before we make a motion, I think I would like to pass the mic on to the director. You can see I'm stalling until she gets the mic. To Director Sackett. Would you like to update the council and the public on why this item is on the agenda early like this, and also what it's all about?
Sure. This is the next step of the current phase that we're in for the Jefferson Park Rehabilitation Project. So this is the construction of the new pavilion on the east end of the park. This pavilion will serve any renters that choose to rent it, trail users, softball users, as well as boat launch users. It will have restrooms in it. It will have a kitchen in it. It will have some storage and a small maintenance garage. So this is a plan that you saw and approved January or February. You would have seen this come to the council when we reviewed both the existing pavilion and this new pavilion. So we wanted to get this out to bid and have it in conjunction with the existing construction that's happening right now. So the reconstruction of the road, the trail, and the softball diamonds, so that those all work together, because some of those utilities will be tied all in together. So they need to work simultaneously.
Okay, thank you. And when we do have this on the agenda later this evening, can we bring up a picture to show the public of what we're looking at?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. All right. Is there a motion?
Yes. Alderman Severnick.
Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much. I'll make a motion to recommend to award the contract unit number 2024-10 Jefferson Park Shelter construction to Cardinal Construction Company Incorporated at an amount of $578,757.00.
Second.
Motion's been made by Alderman Rapella, seconded by Alderman Ted Grady. From what I understand, this came quite under bid.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we had 1.1.
So yes, initial estimates for this were about 1.1. Mind you, that is in conjunction again with the road. All of that, when they were giving us estimates, and some of those utilities was kind of all tied together, but we had estimated about 1.1. So this is considerably under. So definitely in our favor. There was, in the overall scheme of Jefferson Park, a little bit of a gap where we were still seeking donations. So what this does is it help us carry any contingency forward, whether it comes to the road project, the pavilion, and or the boat launch, which we still have to do.
And I'm sure we're going to have some of those.
Correct. There will be things that come up in this line of a project.
Any further questions from the committee? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call. And again, when we have this on the agenda later, I'd like to show the public an image or picture. Okay, that's because earlier I asked you guys to do that, and so. Okay, so we'll have to take a verbal roll call if that's all right.
Alderman Eisenach?
Aye.
Alderman Sevenick?
Aye.
Alderman Lewis? Alderman Marshall? Alderman Grady? Alderman Rapella?
Aye.
Alderman Nichols? Motion carries 7-0.
Okay. There's one more that needs to be fixed. Okay. Thank you, Clerk, for that. Moving on, then, we have a payment to Vinton Construction. Is there a motion? Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much, Alderman Sevenick. I'll make a motion for the payment for the Vinton Construction Company Contract Unit 2024-02. This is in regards to the Washington River Street signal upgrades of $115,882.75. Payment number 1.
Is there a second? Second by Alderman Marshall. I would, let's see.
The stop signs were...
I'd like for the Deputy Director, if you could address this, and then
Yes.
we're at like a little over 100,000, and how much further do we have, and when is the actual completion of this?
So right now we have all of the pavement repairs done. The conduit has been placed, the base for the new cabinet is placed. Pretty much what we're waiting on right now is the installation of the equipment. The equipment's at the contractor's shop, and we're just waiting for that to get scheduled and get installed. I anticipate it taking a day or two to do the installation. There has been some back and forth between us and the contractor, and I apologize, I don't recall the exact date or time frame. It's soon.
So for the public, when Washington Street/Taco area was closed off for a while, this was partly or mainly part of this, and
It was mainly part of this. We also piggybacked some work with the Water Street while that closure was down, or that was closed, so that was
that's why I
positive
said
to
slash.
reuse. Yeah, use some of that at the same time.
Okay. Any further questions from the committee? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call. And I think we can do it this time by electronic.
Let's see.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, thank you, Clerk. Moving on, then we have another payment to Northeast Asphalt. Is there a motion? Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much, Alderman Sevenick. This is for a payment for the Northeast Asphalt Incorporated, Contract Unit 2024-03, for the Jefferson Park improvements at a total of $210,439.72. This is payment number 1.
Second.
Motion's been made and then seconded. Motion made by Alderman Rapella, second by Alderman Ted Grady. Deputy, would you like to address this?
Yes, this is a standard progress payment for the work on Cargus Drive, the trail, the baseball/softball diamond. This is part of that. Primarily, some of the demo work, excavation, and stuff like that is part of this payment.
So they've done that much work already?
They've done quite a bit of work already.
Okay.
The road has all been excavated out. I believe the trail is pretty much all excavated out. I wasn't there today, but I would imagine they're close to placing stone base back on the road. And then they have the field stripped, and I believe they're placing fill on that to get that to grade.
Okay. Any further questions from the committee? Seeing none, then we'll take a roll call.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Clerk. We're moving forward then to item 4, which is another payment. Is there a motion?
Thank you, Chairman. I'll make a payment. This is for a payment for MCC Incorporated, Contract Unit 2024-05, and this is for new street construction at a total of $140,791.52, and this is payment number 1.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion was made by Alderman Rapella, second by Alderman Tom Marshall. Any further questions on this one? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Motion carries 7-0.
Asphalt and
as we continue to spend more money, we have another payment. Alderman Rapella.
Thank you, Chairman Sevenick. This is for payment for the Calnan and Goss LLC, contract unit number 2024-06, for the utility and street construction, and this is for a total of $181,918.38, and this is payment number 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Eisenach. Deputy Gordon, would you like to?
Yes. So this is our kind of our standard typical rehabilitation contract. This also includes the relay of storm sewer. So currently we have all of the utility work done on the streets. The streets, with the exception of Name It, have all been paved. They're in the process of finishing the concrete work on Name It, and I would anticipate asphalt, I think, next week is what they plan for asphalt, grading this week, asphalt next week.
All right, thank you. Anything further from the committee? If not, we'll take a roll call.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, thank you, clerk. Yes, we like to continue spending money here. Just happens to be one of those days, huh? I'll entertain a motion for the next payment. Alderman Rapella.
Thank you, Chairman Sevenick. This is for a payment for Yankee General Contractors Incorporated, contract unit 2024-08, Water Street Corridor Reconstruction for $290,948.21, and this is payment number 5.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Tom Marshall. You want to update us on this? I know last time we discussed this, we were about 1/3 completed, and we're 2 months away from
Yes,
completion.
so where we're at right now is the wall, all of the blocks have been placed. They are in the process of forming the coping, that would be the top cap of the wall. They're in the process of forming that. They've excavated for the cul-de-sac kind of behind the R&R bar, and they're excavated from there all the way to the railroad tracks. I believe they jumped the railroad tracks today, and they're starting some of the storm sewer, and they will continue doing the excavation on that. There's a little bit more storm sewer on that side, so that might slow them down a little bit, but I would anticipate in the next few weeks that the excavation will be done on that half of the project. I know they've been talking and trying to get the concrete contractor in to start placing curb and doing some of the sidewalk. They have not done the sidewalk removals on the north side of the street yet, just to kind of leave that open for the residents, but that will be coming.
I thought we had all the storm sewer completed already, early.
We did the sanitary sewer.
Gotcha.
Because of the grade change in the road and things like that, without the proper, I won't even say proper, but the slope on the curb and gutter to the proposed inlets, stuff potentially would have puddled in other locations. So that's why it's being done with this part of the contract.
It's the time to do it. Okay, anything further from the committee? Seeing no one, we'll take a roll call.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, thank you. We have another one, Randy?
Yep, thank you very much, Chairman Sevenick. This is for payment for Farner Asphalt Sealers LLC, contract unit number 2024-09, and this is for asphaltic concrete pavement chip sealing of various city streets for a total of $60,487, and this is payment number 1.
Is there a second? Second by Alderman Eisenach. Deputy Director, can you give us an update on which various projects? This is seems like a smaller amount at this point.
Yeah, so we haven't done a chip seal project in a number of years. So this is a little different product than what some of you might be familiar with. We used to use a black slag. This is actually a granite chip. We've looked at it in the city of Neenah, and we think it's going to perform fairly well. These streets would include the Nature's Way, Province Terrace, some of the areas south of the fire station on Manitowoc Road. Then it would also include the area of Barker 6, north on Fieldview, I think that is, up in that area. These streets are roughly 10 years old, and we're noticing a little bit of the fines coming out of the surface, so we're trying to protect that, and that's been our goal that we're pushing for pavement maintenance and longevity on this stuff.
Okay. Anything further from the committee? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, now that we've paid our bills, we can move forward. And we have a street use application. Alderman Rapella.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman Sevenick. Street use application for the Celebrate Wisconsin, or Celebrate Menasha 150, dated Friday, October 11th, from 2024, from 7 a.m. to Sunday, October 13th, 2024, at 7 a.m. And this is sponsored by the Menasha Sesquicentennial Committee.
Second.
Motion's been made and then seconded by Alderman Ted Grady. Should we have 7 a.m. Sunday, 7 a.m.? Are we supposed to have also in the motion the when we end? You know?
Yeah, so did I, but they've got it till 7 o'clock Sunday morning to allow for some cleanup.
Say again, Alderman.
I'm just assuming that they have it till Sunday, October 13th at 7 a.m. So they have that whole Saturday night to clean it up and get things cleared. And then Sunday at 7 a.m., then it's back to normal Main Street.
But isn't there an end time?
11.
Go
10
ahead.
or 11 o'clock.
I realize that, but it wasn't in the motion.
Wasn't in the motion.
Go ahead.
Yep. Thank you for the opportunity. That's right. So the street closure would be requested from that 7 to 7 time frame. That's not to be confused with the event time, which would be 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
As long as the city clerk has that on record, I'm good. Alderman Nichols. Oh, geez, sorry. There you go.
Thank you, Chairman. This is brought to us exactly as it was presented earlier this year, and it is not signed by the city attorney. Could we have an explanation for that, please?
Yes, and thank you again for the opportunity to be heard with regard to the absence of my signature or those initials at the bottom of that third page. The reason for this is because of insurance. So there has not been a picnic license that's been obtained for the new date yet. At that time, I believe this would be coming to council, anticipated on October 7th at the next council meeting. Once we do receive an updated certificate of insurance from the picnic license applicant for the new date, at that time, then we would have insurance for the alcohol portion of this event. We did also receive, if you all recall, special event coverage from a vendor of CivMix for the first initially scheduled event. Fortunately, I'm happy to report that we can have that same coverage. They've agreed to just modify the dates for our application to the October dates.
Thank you for that. So would it be appropriate to add a contingency to this motion that we would approve the street use application contingent upon the picnic license and insurance related to such license being received?
Certainly, and I think I'm comfortable making that recommendation because I believe that there wouldn't be an option of the picnic license applicant not coming forward to ask for that application. So I think that if that's how council would choose to proceed today, then that would be appropriate.
Well, this would be just a recommendation to council And
Yes. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to offer an amendment to the motion, and that it be that our recommendation to the Common Council be contingent upon the picnic license and the proper insurance related to that license.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewis.
Alderman Eisenach made that.
We said it at the same time.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't hear
Yeah, I
that.
had to choose one, and I heard her quicker. So if I may, are you done? My question about this then, and we're speaking only on the amendment now, by doing this, does this then comply with the rules that we have for giving us at least a 30-day notice? I did call the mayor earlier today on this, and we talked about it.
Yes.
Same questions that Alderman Nichols brought up. Go
Yep.
ahead.
Yes, and thank you for pointing that out as well. My understanding is that staff has been informed of the new date, and the committee has also informed those property owners. And in terms of the application submitted, staff is comfortable with the timeline, given this change of date based on those weather circumstances, essentially rescheduling an already approved event.
I do realize that, but if you look at the application at the very top, the application was in April. The event got canceled. Therefore, you need to reapply. It's not an automatic, just like if you're holding a second event. So I just want to make certain that we're not bending the rules, because I know that there are individuals in the community who will complain that we gave special privilege to a certain group of people while they're seeking the same. So just want to note that. It's been my personal experience that we've been down this road before. Okay, so we're going to take anything further on the amendment. We'll take a vote on Alderman Nichols' amendment. You got to vote, Becky.
I was reading it,
All right.
Motion carries 7-0.
Anything further on the amended motion? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call. Or the motion as amended, I should say.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, thank you. That went smoother than I thought. So we'll move on then to our final item of the evening. Is there a motion? Alderman Rapella.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll make a motion to approve the third amendment to the ground site lease agreement between City of Menasha and AT&T Mobility Corporation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded by Alderman Nichols. I have a question. I was going through the technicals, and I was wondering if the transducer on section 4 of the parameter, if you read those, it's like, that's not for us. But Commissioner, I always want to call you Commissioner, Deputy Gordon, if you want to address it. So at least the public understands what we're doing with the AT&T and our tower out at the city garage.
Yes.
Your mic isn't on. It went off for some reason. Okay, I'll defer to the city attorney. Go ahead.
Thank you. This was a project that I worked with former Director Youngworth on for the last month or so. AT&T has requested, similar to when they did in 2019 for the second amendment to the ground site lease agreement, to modify some equipment. Along with this, they provided us with the structural analysis and an engineer that was certified to make that sort of an opinion and ensure us that the equipment that they were asking to modify, replace, will be structurally sound on this building. The rent portion would be increased. The initial monthly amount is, currently I should say, since 2021, is $2,647.50. That would be increased an additional $225 because of this modification. I don't believe I have any other information to provide.
Honestly, I don't think, none of us have the engineering background or the technical electrical engineering understanding of what had to be done, but we do understand the dollars and cents. So that's the important part. Thank you. Anything further on that? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call.
Motion carries 7-0.
All right, thank you, clerk. Seeing that we have no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Second. Motion been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Have a good evening.